What's up, everyone? Rampage Rants here, and today I kind of wanted to talk about something that has been catching my eye these past few days, which is this. So, some of you may know Spider Man PS4 is getting a remaster on the PS5, which alone is kind of cool. I mean, we already have the sequel coming out, which is Spider Man Miles Morales, which I cannot wait for, guys. Spider Man PS4 was one of my favorite games of all time. Definitely my favorite Spider-Man game. I cannot wait for Spider-Man Miles Morales to come out. But lately, there's been a kind of downside to the remaster of the first game, which is for some reason people have been freaking out over the redesign of Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man himself. Now, the suit's the same, but the face of Peter Parker himself is different, and for some reason people are freaking out about it. I do not know why, but yeah. So I found this article. People, for some reason, are not happy over the redesign. They're going crazy. They're saying it's not good. Like, I don't see what the big deal is. I mean, my opinion, it's okay. It looks more like Peter Parker than the one from the original Spider-Man PS4 game did. I mean, the original design was good, but this design's kind of cool as well. So let's read this article. Marvel Spider-Man PS5 Remaster completely changes Peter's face, and fans are freaking out. I've noticed that, and I have no clue why. People are childish these days. Insomniac Games has revealed a first glimpse at how Marvel's Spider-Man looks on the PlayStation 5, and they sure weren't lying when they said this was more than a simple remaster. From the brief snippets of footage shared, there's been a clear generational upgrade and enough new features to coax players back into the 2018 superhero adventure. Yeah, because that game even got Game of the Year. Even got a Game of the Year edition, and that alone is really good and shows how amazing of a game Spider-Man PS4 was. There are new suits to unlock, silky smooth 60 FPS performance, ray-traced reflections, new weather effects, and so much more. As someone who's played the PS4 version to death, I'm already convinced that I'll be leaping right back into Peter Parker's shoes on the PS5. The only problem is, well, this isn't quite the Peter Parker you remember. I don't see how that's necessarily a problem. I mean, sure, it's not the same Peter Parker we knew, but I don't see the big deal with just a change in character. I mean, sure, people don't take change too kindly. I mean, look at Persona. People were so used to the manga name Akira Kurusu, and then when the canon name became Ren Amamiya, people did not like that, and they just stayed calling him Akira. Me personally, Akira's okay, but I like Ren better because that's the actual canon name. That's why my Joker channel, which is sort of my second channel, is Joker Renamamiya. So, yeah. Instead of Joker Akira Kurusu. So, yeah. As you can see, Insomniac Games has completely changed Peter's face so that he now looks more like live-action Spidey actor Tom Holland. I kind of agree with that, but yeah, I mean, Tom Holland looked almost like the Peter Parker we knew as well. The Peter Parker I grew up with when it came to Spider-Man was Tobey Maguire, of course. That's the Spider-Man I grew up with. But then we got Tom Holland, which he isn't bad. I'm not gonna lie. I actually like his Spider-Man acting, but yeah. I'm not suggesting that it was an intentional move, but it's certainly a suspicious one, isn't it? I don't see how it's suspicious that they're changing the design for a simple remaster. I mean, even though they say it's not a simple remaster, I don't see why it's a big deal that they're changing the design of a character for a remaster. I mean, we see them change voice actors for remasters sometimes. So, what's the big deal in changing a character design? Needless to say, fans of the game had a bit of a wobble about this new and improved Parker. You need to remember that this is a community that infamously tore itself apart over the quality of puddles. Communities these days can't really call themselves communities, in my opinion. They're way too toxic. I mean, seriously, whenever something simple happens, people are in this whole screw you, fight me phase, and then they get out of it and then they go right back to it. That's a community. That's why, even if I say I'm a fan of something, I'm not a part of a community, because I don't do anything that other communities do. Because other communities, they're just toxic as frick, and you can't even say hello to them without them getting mad and wanting to fight you or something. Having finally ray traced puddles at the cost of the main character's face is a really monkey's paw kind of situation, I have to say. Look at how they massacred my boy. How is that a massacre? I mean, it's just a redesign. People were going crazy over the Sonic design. I mean, sure, the design was weird in some places, but it wasn't as bad. And then we got a redesign. I like the redesign better, but yeah. I think the only difference with the old design and the redesign for movie Sonic was the old design, well, his eyes were shorter and also he was a little bit taller, I think. That's about the only difference. But the one we have now, he's the Sonic we know and stuff. Only difference is that his eyes aren't together anymore. People just people just need to learn to accept designs and stuff, whether they like it or not. John was and still is a part of Peter Parker within Spider-Man PS4. The multitude of mannerisms that he brought is what made him so lovable and unique in the first place. Taking that away from the newer version will make it feel like a totally different character. Or hashtag bring back Bubniak. I actually don't see what the big deal is. I mean, it's the same character, only difference is the design. People are just way too childish these days. So instead of 2020 being known as the worst year ever and being called the year of the Karens, we can call this 2020 the year of the toxic and childish communities, ladies and gentlemen. Because that's all it is. Toxic communities everywhere you turn. So that's pretty much all this article, guys. I'm getting this video here. I just wanted to talk about that. If you're throwing a fit for the redesign, don't freak out. It's the same character. Only difference is the design of the character. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you like this, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that bell icon, and I'll see you all next time.